Attention! Even though this tutorial has a section on how to perform a prodigal, this tutorial is geared more towards troubleshooting, cleaning, and advancing the skill level of one's prodigal. I will also be using terminology and material discussed in previous episodes. References and helpful links will be listed in the description below.
Today we're taking an in-depth look at prodigals and its variations. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell icon. It's a great way to tell me I need to keep making videos. Let's dive in. So let's start by learning the prodigal first. The prodigal kicks ball begins with throwing the dart under and over the lead leg. To establish better control, pull the rope slightly forward to maintain a straight path to your hand. Take note that my hand barely has to move to reach for the dart. Position the hand as shown to create a nice landing spot for the rope. Having your hand open, you establish control and consistency. To aim towards a target, let go of the rope when it is pointing down at a 45-degree angle as demonstrated. However, this is only an approximation. There are many factors that affect the trajectory, so start there and tweak it to make it your own. Do not rush the kick. Let the pace of the initial downspins set your shot's timing. For example, watch as I count the beats with a slightly slower spin. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is especially important for the variation, the 180 prodigal. The 180 prodigal works best when you maintain a straight line. To keep that line, we want the dart to go up and down with limited lateral movement. Notice how the dart makes a loop before completing the shot? Counting will help you keep from turning early or late. Just before the dart hits your foot, cheat the spin by turning 90 degrees towards your anchor side. This opens a clear path and limits lateral motion that can cause the dart to deviate from that line. But don't forget, where your lead hand is in relation to the dart head also plays a role in keeping that line. After the 180 turn, use your foot to kick out like a regular prodigal. Prodigal 360s and adding rotations. Now that we are adding more rotations, counting will be even more helpful. Every half rotation or 180 degrees is one count. Here's an example using the 540 prodigal. 1, 2, 3. Now let's use the count with 360 prodigal. We do it exactly like a 180 aside from the added pivot and the release. When we add rotational momentum, we can decrease the amount the foot usually does. As the rope rests on the pocket where the leg meets the foot, aim that part towards your target and push forwards slightly while releasing your grip on the rope. The same release technique can be used with 540 as well. Make sure the pocket is aiming forwards and your foot is flexed slightly forward so that it doesn't impede the path. So I'm not going any further than a 540 because, well, I don't have a 720 locked in. Even though I can do one every now and then, I don't have it consistent enough and I refuse to teach something or pretend to know something that I don't. Same can't be said for a lot of individuals out there, and I won't name names, but you know who you are and you should stop. But let's move on and talk about lines. I can't stress enough how important lines are in rope dart. When we know the line, we know where the dart will go. When we know where the dart will go, we can maneuver our body into the path to create combos. Instead of a kick, if we instead lift our foot, we get a nice controlled upspin with a clean plane for us to stick whatever body part we want. Here's an example of doing it to the neck. If you want to get creative, anything that has the lead leg wrapped can be prodigaled. A sunrise starts the exact same way, and after we get back to that setup, we can prodigal. Forward saddle leg weaves can be prodigaled once the dart comes to the lead side. Anytime we create an empty knot. For kicks, we can do a prodigal. We can hold on to the rope during the shot to do a plethora of things. We can even just get plain weird with it. We can also do cradles. Instead of the overhand grip, if we let the rope fall into the L pocket of our hand, we can then create a loop so that we can kick the dart to that hand, pull it through, and create a cradle. Since we already kicked the prodigal, we can simply throw the dart and it will be free. And finally, here are some examples of how I like to use the prodigal in my flow. I hope you've learned something today. Please give me a like, comment how you did, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the upcoming free rope dart lessons. Stay safe, stay present, and I'll see you in the next one.